Hello everyone. This is Defense Politics Asia. Just a quick update. This one is not related to the strategic situation or the fighting on the ground, but it's actually something to do with the uh existence of conscripts. Of those poorly trained soldiers that that constantly kept getting arrested and captured by the Ukrainian forces. So Putin actually received a report on the implementation of his instruction. So previously, Putin announced that there will be no conscript be fighting in Ukraine, and it should be only operated purely with their professional soldiers. So because of that instruction or order or division, and the Ministry of Defense have implemented the instruction to categorically exclude involvement of conscript to perform tasks in Ukraine. And then they will actually send to the Chief Military Prosecutor Office for a legal assessment of the action and punishment of officials responsible for non-compliance with this instruction. So this line is very curious, because which means that the original plan from the Russian side was never to send conscript into Ukraine, but somehow the information or order was not passed down properly, or there was confusion, or they are just looking for scapegoat. Maybe they just didn't think of that clearly, and then they just decided to kind of like punish someone on hindsight. So this statement is actually from the today's the latest Russian Defense Ministry report or announcement. So in the announcement they said so it's by this guy, this is a spokesman. So say, unfortunately several facts. So just pardon the English because this is auto translated. So unfortunately several facts of the presence of conscript in the units of Russian armed forces participating in the special military operation on the territory of Ukraine were revealed. Almost all such servicemen have already been withdrawn to the territory of Russia, the Russian Defense Ministry said. At the same time, one of the units performing logistical support tasks was attacked by a sabotage group of the Ukraine National Battalion. A number of servicemen, including conscript, were captured. Exhaustive measures are currently being taken to prevent the deployment of conscript to combat area and release captured servicemen. So this is actually slightly translated. The original was a lot more broken. So the original was in the original auto translation was that almost all such servicemen were already withdrawn to the territory of Russia. At the same time, blah 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 blah. At present, exhaustive measures taken to prevent the deployment of conscript to the areas of hostilities and release of captured servicemen. So the translation is actually slightly different. This is the original one, and then so the idea is they might still deploy conscript, but not in the area of hostility. So whoops, oh no, what did I do? Okay, so this shows that the conscript, if they have knowingly sent the conscript into war, then they might be realizing that this conscript are actually screwing things up. They are making the information war looks really bad, because the conscript actually don't know anything. So they keep saying that, oh, they are lost, they are being left alone, and all sort of bad news and bad information that that makes Russia looks really bad and very incompetent, and they're realizing that this is a major problem, and probably now they decided that to totally take out all the conscript. It could be also because the conscript might be sent to do exercise and training just before the war, along with the professional troops, and then accidentally got deployed. So that could be also be the case, which is why the stories that we heard from the all these captured soldiers, they all sounds like they are just kids, or just innocent people that didn't even know what's happening, and then they got thrown into enemy territory and started killing. And then they probably also did not go through a POW training. They are actually getting allegedly beaten up to say whatever the Ukrainian propaganda wants them to say, and then as a result, they are saying that the Russians are actually shooting civilians, and that is really puzzling, because as soldiers on the ground, you can only see what you saw. So and then most of the time you don't see anything, and by the time you see an enemy, the engagement is up, and then everything will go haywire, and then you get caught. So to say that our forces is killing civilians, shooting civilians, this kind of thing just doesn't gel. And in military training, which I have gone through, in terms of POW training, we are trained to not say anything. The only thing we can say is our name and our ID number. That's all. We are not supposed to reveal any information, even if it means dying. So, but conscripts are probably didn't go through this kind of training, and of course, conscripts have lower level of training. Then that could be the case where this is why they get manipulated into propaganda. So by the Ukrainians, but I mean, this war, they are being caught. Their life is not in their hands. Yeah. So I think Russia in this instance is doing the right thing by withdrawing all these poorly trained troops out of the war, and then out of harm's way, because you rather have a small amount of highly trained troops, like what the Americans always do, the US forces, when they go on all these covert operations, and of course some fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. They always have very highly trained troops, and they have very few of them, but they actually get the things done. If you have a very big force with a lot of conscript, and they all do not know what the hell they are doing, then even if you have highly trained troops among them, that will still represent a lot of problems, that all these poorly trained troops may actually get in the way, get caught, or waste the equipments that are being deployed, like tanks and trucks and BMPs, and then all these get destroyed by the enemy for nothing. So this could be I think an important move by Russia. This is because ultimately this war is still a limited war. This is a major war. I think some say it's the biggest war since World War II in Europe. I'm not sure I can agree with that, because Yugoslavia is a thing. But I lost my train of thought. So anyway, forget it. But I think this is a good move. And then I know what I was trying to say. This is not a total war. In a total war scenario, like in a World War situation where two countries go all out on each other, then conscript will be used, definitely. Definitely this is nothing close to a total war. Ultimately, with the 100 to maximum 200,000 soldiers that is being deployed for this operation, I don't think they reach 200,000. I think it's only 100,000 plus. This is only 10% of what Russia is capable of. Russia have a 1.4 million strong army, so Ukraine have no chance. In the same report, the Russians say that 90% of the air defense and 90% of the Ukrainian air force has been taken out, and then they actually do not have any active radar to actually track the actions of Russian air force and missile force. So the intel they have regarding the Russian air force and missiles is actually coming from NATO, as there's a lot of ESW or those radar planes flying all around Poland to capture all this information through NATO sources, and they pass it on to the Ukrainians. So Ukraine can't even handle 10% of Russia. I don't think this war is in the hands of the Ukrainians. But anyway, this is just a quick update regarding the conscript story. There are some some major updates. I will tell you about the strategy on the strategic map in the other updates. I'll see you in a while.